Hi, welcome to Heavenly Flower Astro, where I talk about everything astrology, psychology, and some mental health stuff might come up in here as well with the psychology coming up. I follow Western and Vedic astrology, and if you want to know your chart, it is in the link description below. Check it out. You can go to Astro Cafe to know your placements, and if you want to know your astrological birth chart with degrees, aspects, and that crazy wheel that you don't know what's going on in there, I'm the one to explain it to you. I want you guys to understand yourself better. Anywho, welcome Scorpio. This is the Scorpio male to be specific. Ooh, okay, let's talk about the Scorpio male. So, this may resonate with you if you have any placement in the sign of Scorpio. Okay, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, Mars, Uranus, Neptune, anything. Neptune, Uranus probably may not resonate, but more so heavy aspects, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, okay? So this is the Scorpio male. So you may be watching for a Scorpio male, or if you have a Scorpio male in mind that you're talking to, I can give you some tips and tricks to maybe bring him in more, or know about him, or understand him. Okay, so I will be doing every placement exact. So I'll do Venus and Scorpio, Mars and Scorpio. I'll do that for you guys. Okay, really excited. I just have to make time for it. Okay. Anywho, let's get into the Scorpio man. Oh my goodness. This man is very passionate. And I'm talking about the higher side of, each sign. I will get into the darker aspects later on. I'm going to try to do it over the summer, but maybe later on in the year. Okay. So he is very sensual. He is very passionate. He is a ride or die. This man will be there for you but you have to show him loyalty. He will put you through multiple tests. He will make you prove yourself, okay? So Scorpio, tap the first link description below to check out the 8th house and my quick description of it. But I'm just going to run through it, right? Scorpio is ruled by Pluto and Mars, okay? Which is ruled by the 8th house, okay, in astrology. So Pluto, Mars, 8th house, okay? 8th house represents sex, transformation, death, rebirth, can represent reincarnation, can represent anything of the underworld. Hades, Pluto can also represent darker aspects, darker energy. Okay, it gets so specific to the point where it can represent sewers. It can represent like very creepy waters, murky waters, alligator water, gator waters. Scorpio energy is everything kind of creepy to people. So Scorpio men have a very a glare in their eyes, and the Scorpio woman has it as well, okay, where it can be very enticing to look at. It can be very they're very seductive. They know how to get in your pants is basically the message here. They know the right things to say to get in bed with you. The Scorpio man does care about sex. Okay, if you're Scorpio, or let's just say Scorpio woman, if you're, talking to a Scorpio man, you're getting to know him, he will want to have sex with you. He will want to see if you guys are sexually compatible. Some, okay, depending on the age. I feel like that it happens more in early 20s Scorpios energy, early 20s, teenage years, maybe right after they hit their Saturn return, maybe like 40s, then they start getting into tantric sex, depending on their elevation and how young they developed their spirituality, right? So the Scorpio man will put you through, again, these tests. So why do they do these tests? The Scorpio man does these things because, again, they want you to prove loyalty to them. They know that they will die for their lover. And it's just that simple. Okay, just like that. They know they will jump in front of a plane. Well, you can't jump in front of a plane. They know they will protect you in a plane crash. They know they will jump in front of the train to push you out the way if you're super doughy. He knows he will give his life to you. He knows he will give a rib to you. He wants the soul to be one. It is that deep, okay? Everything is that deep to them. These are sensitive guys. They also have to realize Scorpio energy is a feminine sign. So they can kind of do these things where they may come off a bit feminine at times, but it's very secretive. It's not, people can't really tell because they're Mars. It's also ruled by Mars. So honestly, I would say Scorpio is more masculine than anything. A lot of people usually are shocked when they realize, Pluto and like it being a feminine, or Scorpio being a feminine sign, a lot of people are usually pretty shocked that, you know, like that's like, oh wow, they're actually feminine, they actually do that. Yeah, because they're very secretive. Scorpio men, again, very secretive. When talking to a Scorpio man, you know, watch where his eyes are going. He's basically like his own like psychologist or a therapist, you know, something dealing with the psychiatric something. It could be even be that, because also eighth house is ruled by psychology, you guys. So usually people who are you know, psychologists or are in the mental health department, those men in that usually have a Scorpio placement, okay? Or people who are interested in it, in mental health. You know, if you're inclined in mental health and Scorpio woman, man, you have some form of Pluto, something going on in your chart, okay? So you know, if you're talking to him, he might kind of be glaring at you, you know, looking back and forth, or like he'll probably like stare at you deeply. He has a very intense glare and very intense stare, because Scorpio men, they don't like to admit it, but I'm gonna tell y'all, I've messed with a few Scorpio men. They kind of like it, you know, they kind of like getting like that reaction. They like when you're like a little, you know, like a little innocent, like maybe you kind of bite your fingers. If you're a woman here, they kind of like that. They think that's hot. If you like kind of are a little nervous, or like if they say something, like they like be talking to you and then they'll like say like the most freakiest thing, and you're just like, oh, okay. Like they like that. They like, because they can be like energy like suckers like that. Like they like seeing you kind of tremble a little, because this is also like a sexual sign, you know, this is a very sexual sign. So but it's not like Scorpio, they're not even all that freaky, y'all. Like they freaky, but like they're more so like mind, body, soul. Like they're more so like spiritual, kind of like, I guess, freaky to me. So, you know, this man, how you can spot a Scorpio man is, again, his eyes. The eyes are very telling. It's very stereotypical, but Scorpio has that glare. And you know, he might just be kind of observing in the room. He might be really quiet. Again, he likes to observe his surroundings, because you have to realize this man has been through a lot of trauma in life. He has probably been in traumas where he may have been through near-death experiences, lost his life. He may have gone through certain, you may not even realize, but this man has been through it. He's been through certain, you know, things with his own sexuality, things with his own addictions, you know, things with his own, like, he's been through trauma, okay, in life. So this makes these men very transformative, very powerful healers as well. Scorpio man is. This makes them, you know, like with that Mars energy too. You know, being in the Mars energy, they can sometimes get a bit angry, but they hold a lot of their anger in. So Scorpio man, I would advise you guys to work out a lot, run a lot. Coming from Scorpio woman, somebody who's very Pluto aspect, I run a shit ton. I like run my ass off when I feel an emotion coming up. Run, because Scorpio energy is very prone to self-destruct. Okay. So again, eighth house, I didn't name everything from the eighth house. I just did a couple on the top of my head. They can be, you know, this is destruction, you know, again, the rebirth, the transformation. So what do all these things mean? It just basically means these people are powerful alchemizer, powerful magician, alchemizers, powerful magicians. You know, these men are very, 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 very passionate, you know, when it comes to their life purpose, okay? So things to know, you know, about him too as well. He just really wants to get to know you. They can be selfish, but like not really. I beg to differ. I feel like they only get selfish when like you kind of snake them or you hurt their feelings. But if they really like you, you know, and they want to get to know you, they're going to ask everything about you. And it's honestly such a beautiful experience to have. The Scorpio man and the Scorpio woman. It's very like it's like, oh my gosh, you really want to know that about me, like, or you want to understand this, or like, you will never forget a Scorpio's love. You will never forget the way they have sex with you. You will never forget, you know, how they talk to you, how they sit with you. It's intense. It's an intense, you know, energy, you know, very intense. And they will just really be with you. They really will. Like, I'm so sorry to people who have experienced the dark side of the Scorpio man, because it can be so terrible. But if you ever experience the good side, it's very healing. It's very like sacred. It feels very just different. Like, it's just different, you know. So yeah, you know, these men are really unique. They're unique in their own ways, hiddenly. They probably don't post on social media that much. They may not like to really post that much. Very private guys. If you're a woman here, you're talking to Scorpio man, or if you're a man here talking to Scorpio man, whatever you go by. How can you get them? Okay, this is how you get them. Okay, you have to be secretive. Okay, don't be no open book. Okay, with them, they're getting to know you, you're talking to them. You know, like, there's so many different sides. You know, if you have different sides to yourself, don't tell them everything on the first date. Make them wait. Okay, a lot of women should do this with men, but you know, dating game's a little effed up. So how do you get them? Just you don't have to be secretive, but just, you know, like, let him take the lead. You know, like, he likes to feel that way. He likes to feel powerful. You know, and he likes to be powerful, and he is powerful. So yeah, you know, he would probably prefer a woman who's a bit more on the feminine side. You know, he wants his woman probably to be super super feminine. And there's a bad side to that, because you know, women still have emotions. At the end of the day, women still get angry. So if you're married to a Scorpio man, he may want you to kind of just abide, okay? Because he feels like he's giving you so much, and it can kind of be very overwhelming at times as well, because it's just like, dude, like, you know, you can be your own person, right? Now, some people do like the scorpionic spell, I like to say. Some people are into that. If you're into that, go get you a Scorpio, okay? So anything else to know about this man? I feel like here, again, he's just super passionate. He's very passionate. And again, like, passionate in like what he does, like his drive, how he goes about things, how he like goes about his life, how he lives his life, how he's able to just be, you know, he's able to be in an energy where, like, he puts his mind to something, he's going to do it. These are really good dads as well. They actually are very good fathers, very good protectors. They, especially if they have girls, okay, or, you know, any son, daughter, but especially if the Scorpio man has a daughter, whoever, you know, daughters, whatever, can, like, this is a very good protective, like, father, you know. Okay, so the only thing about Scorpio energy, and I didn't mention it yet. Usually people like to mention this first, but I'm gonna put it there in the video. You know, yeah, they can be stalkers. Okay, they can definitely, they want to know your whole life. They want to know about your, you know, your life story again. But when they start to fall in love, they just get so, like, just into you. They get so, like, just, I need to know everything about you. Where are you at? Can I see you? You know, and they can be clingy, but Scorpio men can also be into other women too, especially when they're younger. So I would say you could expect loyalty, but if he's not evolved, then no. If he is evolved, which usually happens later on, it's very rare for a younger Scorpio man to, you know, be super evolved. But, ooh, didn't mean to hit y'all there. Sorry, I am uploading another video for you guys. So I just did the Taurus woman. And whoa, I did do the Scorpio Man video, but I didn't want to upload that one. I wanted to redo it. So, okay, so Scorpio Man's childhood really made him into the person that he is today, like all of us, but him specifically, Scorpio Man has probably, you're Scorpio Man, or if you're Scorpio Man here, you have probably been, you've just been through things that kind of fucked you up, okay, just to keep it very honest with you guys. You have been through things that could have really, like, psychologically damaged you, so, make sure you heal that, okay? Scorpio Man may not, like, okay, like, if you're talking to Scorpio Man, he's not really attracted, like, if you're taking the lead, he kind of just wants you to take the lead in the bedroom, but he does think it's pretty sexy if you take the lead, if you're a woman here, if you take the lead, like, going, like, doing things with him, but, like, just don't control him, don't tell him what to do, okay, like, that's what he goes by, like, he likes, like, a little bit of, like, a feistiness and attitude a little bit, but not too much, like, he still wants to feel super, like, in control, right? But yes, very good protectors. That stare will get you every time. Some people like to say that the stare is creepy. I don't know. I feel like people are just scared of the intensity. I don't feel like it's creepy at all, right? But yeah, these people, these men like to stay in their own shell. They like to stay in their own shadow. They like to do things behind the scenes because, they've been judged. They've been through trauma. They've been through stuff in life, excuse me. They have been, through these things where they have really, like, again, these events in their life have really transformed them. So you may be, like, talking to Scorpio Man, and he's, like, telling you all this stuff he went through, and you're just like, what? You went through that, you went through that, you went through that. Yeah, this is why, Scorpio is the healer. They are the healer, people, okay? They are healers, naturally, okay? Oh, how could I forget? Scorpio Man is highly intuitive as well. He knows what you're thinking, okay? Don't lie to him. He's a walking lie detector, He knows when you're lying, okay? He knows when you are up to something. He can also sense it too. If you're having sex with him, if you talk to him a lot or whatever, he can sense when your energy is off too. He's very much connected, okay, to the person he's interested with, to the people he's interested in, to the person he loves specifically. Very connected to his family, his roots. I've never met a Scorpio Man that was not intense, unless they had, like, Aquarius in there that calmed it down. But still very intense. I'm gonna do, again, every placement video, Scorpio rising, Moon, Venus. I noticed that the Scorpio rising feels a lot more of the trauma. Every Scorpio placement goes through it, but, like, I realized that they can be, sometimes they can also, I've noticed that Scorpio men can sometimes disassociate. You may not be able to catch it, but unless you are Plutonian ruled as well, but sometimes they might, like, they're so good at controlling. They're good at masking. It's kind of scary at times, but not, I'm not saying nothing about the look or appearance. It's just like, oh my God, like, what are you thinking? So, again, natural seducers, natural ladies, man, will pull, people like no other. Women will be attracted to them. I mean, think about Mr. Champagne Poppy. Think about Drake. He's ultimate Scorpio, right? What is he, November 6th? Okay, so yeah, if you don't care, they do these things too where they will ignore you at times, but they're still watching, okay? They're still taking a peek, they're still taking a look, okay, at you. They'll still be, if you impacted them in some way, shape, or form, and you departed from them for some reason, they still watching you, okay? But they just kind of want to see, like, if you got on their bad side, I'm gonna say that for the dark side video, I have to keep reminding myself, they're gonna, like, if they're spying on you, they're just trying to see, did your life go to shit? And, I mean, Scorpio energy is ruled by karma. So these folks are, like, definitely ruled by karma. So people do them wrong, oh yeah, they get karma right away. And Scorpios learn very early on, you know, what you put out is, you know, what you receive. They understand laws of karma, you know, and they're psychic, they're intuitives. I do believe a lot of Scorpio men are like, do a lot of witchcraft on the low, right? But yeah, you know, they're definitely into different things sexually as well. And they are very, it's like they like to experiment with things, like they like to do certain things, you know. So if you have a Scorpio man, just be yourself though. Like honestly though, just be yourself. Like that will attract him, and he will learn to, or if he is interested in you, he'll love everything about you. Okay, like this is till death do us apart. This is that kind of love, you guys. So if you want that kind of love, then get you a Scorpio man. Okay, and that is all for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was the Scorpio Man. Stay tuned for the placement video so you can know if you have a certain placement. I will describe and give you guys a deep analysis. And till next time, bye guys.